The correlation coefficient, the R value that you get from the interclass correlation, the Pearson correlation, and the Spearman correlation, they're all interpreted the same way. So remember that R goes from -1 all the way to +1. So -1 means this is a really strong negative relationship. As one variable goes up, the other variable goes down. With +1, that's a really strong linear positive relationship. As one variable goes up, the other variable goes up. There's no agreed upon rule for how to interpret R. The one that I'm giving you is the one we're going to use in this class. That's also consistent with other classes you're going to have in the department. So an R value that is between -0.25 and +0.25 means there's not very much relationship. Fair, if it's between -0.25 and -0.5, or between +0.25 and +0.5. That's a fair relationship. Moderate to good, so this is where we're actually starting to care about this value of R. And then a really good correlation is above 0.75 or below -0.75. With correlation, you get a p-value in addition to that correlation coefficient, your R value. And remember that the p-value will tell you if you're statistically significant. If this relationship is statistically significant, it doesn't tell you if it's really strong. So the null hypothesis for correlation is that your R value is 0, that there's no relationship at all between these two variables. So if P is less than 0.05, what that's measuring is a probability. And it's telling you what's the probability that you would have seen the data that you saw if R is actually equal to 0. So how unlikely is it that you would get the data you got if there really was no relationship? That's all that p-value is telling you, which is useful. And we've decided that p-value is less than 0.05. So if it's less than 5% chance you would have seen that data if there was actually no relationship between them, we call that statistically significant. But that doesn't mean that the relationship is strong. What you want to see is a high correlation value, right? So something that's greater than 0.5 or less than -0.5 and statistically significant. That combination together tells you that this is a relationship that is actually strong and may be clinically significant.